The race for Florida governor last night was the first and only debate between Republican incumbent Ron DeSantis and his Democratic challenger, former Florida Governor Charlie Crist. The two sparred on a number of issues, including culture wars, immigration, and the speculation that DeSantis may run for president in 2024.
I thought what the governor did was a horrible political stunt. We have an immigration problem. We have a problem at the border. We need to secure the border. I agree with all of that. But it doesn't mean that you use Florida taxpayers' dollars to charter 2 jets, go to Texas, lie to people to get them onto planes, fly them up to the northern part of our country, and one of them's a 1-year-old baby, another is a pregnant woman. You're willing to use people like that, in this case they were Hispanics, Venezuelan in particular, and have them as props for your political gain? That's not the way to change policy.
You say you're for the secure border, but this is all happening under the Biden administration and the policies that Charlie Crist supports. It's only when they go to D.C., New York, or, of course, Martha's Vineyard, then all of a sudden this is, you know why? Because we have elites in this country that want to impose policies on you, but they don't want to have to suffer the same consequences that you may have to in your community.
You talk about Joe Biden a lot. I understand. You think you're going to be running against him. I can see how you might get confused. But you're running for governor. You're running for governor. And I have a question for you. You're running for governor. Why don't you look in the eyes of the people of the state of Florida and say to them, if you're reelected, you will serve a full 4-year term as governor? Yes or no? Yes or no, Ron? Will you serve a full 4-year term if you're reelected governor of Florida? It's not a tough question. It's a fair question. He won't tell you.
We did not agree on the candidates asking each other questions. Governor, it's your turn.
Well, listen, I know that Charlie's interested in talking about 2024 and Joe Biden, but I just want to make things very, very clear. The only worn-out old donkey I'm looking to put out to pasture is Charlie Crist.
He's just bad. He's just bad at it.
And Charlie Crist joins us now, you worn-out old donkey.
I just say, he just stared like lost into the camera.
I know.
Just like he was just confused.
Well, this worn-out old donkey kept asking him questions.
Worn-out old donkey.
Yeah.
Worn-out old donkey. Hello, worn-out old donkey.
Hello.
That's fascinating.
Good morning, Joe. I'm Mika.
It was like,
what the hell?
He should have known that
question
was coming. He looked like a deer in the headlight when you asked that question to him. I'm sorry. What's with that, Charlie?
What's up with that?
I don't know.
I don't know, Joe.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Listen, the guy's a bully. He likes to talk down to people.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
So, Charlie,
he should be embarrassed and ashamed.
You're a former Republican, now Democrat. I'm a former Republican, an independent. But we both believe in the free market. So I'm going to talk to you about the free market for a little bit. And you brought it up last night. I'm glad you did, because as a conservative, I'm still a conservative. As a conservative, I'm really scared when a centralized state tells businesses what they can and can't do. I'm really scared when a centralized state tells, I don't know, people that run cruise liners in the middle of a pandemic that they can't take steps to keep their own people safe and to make money. I'm really concerned when he does it to local businesses as he did. I'm really concerned when he steps in and tells local school districts in a state that has 67 counties, you must do everything exactly as I tell you how to do it. I mean, you said this guy's a bully, but more than that, it seems like he's playing this strongman routine. How dangerous is that? Not just for Democrats, but for conservatives like me in the state of Florida.
Well, it's remarkably dangerous, Joe, and I'm glad you brought it up. I mean, I believe in free enterprise, not unfree enterprise. And it seems like Governor DeSantis wants to dictate to everybody, including Walt Disney World, the cruise industry in our state, and it goes on and on about how they should comport themselves and do their business. That's the opposite of free enterprise. I believe in free commerce. I believe in making sure that, small businesses and large businesses have the opportunity to do their business in the way they feel is appropriate. And Governor DeSantis went after Disney World. I mean, who in the world goes after Mickey Mouse, for crying out loud? In Florida? I mean, this is a revered icon in our state, Disney World, and he attacks them. And for what? For exercising their right to free speech? I mean, the guy went to Harvard and he doesn't understand the Constitution. Look, I went to Florida State and Cumberland Law School, and I get it. I don't know why he doesn't understand it, but what he's doing is wrong. It'll get thrown out of court. It's clearly unconstitutional. He's just not doing the right thing for our people and focused on property insurance and unaffordability, the price of gas, the price of utility bills in our state have skyrocketed under Governor DeSantis. It's wrong. He's taken his eye off the ball, as I said last night, and he's focused on running for president, and he won't even admit it. It's unbelievable.
So, Charlie, good morning. As you know, 4 years ago, Andrew Gillum won Latino voters against Ron DeSantis by 10 points, a big margin there. Now, a new Telemundo poll has DeSantis leading you among Latino voters by 7 points, which would represent a massive swing. What's going on there?
Well, I think that's going to change, and I'll tell you why. His stunt that he pulled by sending those Venezuelans, Hispanics, up to Martha's Vineyard was insulting. It was wrong. It was inhumane. And even on conservative talk radio in Miami-Dade County, they were saying on the Spanish radio, they were comparing DeSantis to Castro. That's not me. That's the Hispanics in Miami-Dade County. That sinks in, and that's going to take a toll. We've got 2 weeks left until this election happens. I think people got a real taste of the different styles of leadership between DeSantis and myself. And if you want to help us, go to charliechrist.com, and we can really make a difference in the outcome of this election. Florida deserves better than what we're seeing, Willie.
Elise, just to inject here, that same Telemundo poll, 50% of Latino voters supported Governor DeSantis' move to send the migrants to Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, that's why I think this is such a confusing issue, Charlie. I really expected for there to be more outcry over taking and using human beings as political pawns, but DeSantis seems to know what his voters want, and he seems to actually have potentially benefited electorally from this stunt in Martha's Vineyard.
Well, let's talk about the polling industry for just a moment, if we can. I mean, I had a primary, and a week before the primary, a poll came out that I was 4 points behind my opponent. I won by 30 points. So polling is up and down and in and out, and I don't know what, to put on that Telemundo poll. All I care about is the poll that happens on Election Day. That's what really matters in our country, and thank God for that. I look forward to November the 8th. I hope everybody is voting. Early voting started yesterday in Florida. I think we're going to have record turnout like Georgia has, because people are passionate. They're passionate, particularly women are passionate, and their right to choose. And DeSantis signed a law that doesn't even have exceptions in his ban, doesn't even have exceptions for rape or incest. That is barbaric. It is unconscionable. And I'm sure it's not what Floridians want.
All right, Democratic nominee for governor for Florida, Charlie Crist. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate you being here.